Ecwid is designed to be both easy to use and fully functional out of the box to let you start selling online with no hassle. However, there may be times that you find yourself looking for functionality that complements e-commerce, like ratings and reviews engines, social media management, or analytics. For those situations, we have the Ecwid App Market. We can find the Ecwid App Market under the Apps item on the menu in our dashboard. This is where we can find apps to extend the functionality of an Ecwid store. If we know the name of a specific app or the type of app that we're looking for, we can perform a search using the search bar. Additionally, the App Market provides us with a convenient sidebar to allow us to browse by different categories of functionality. As you'll see while we look at a few examples, some apps are free, some are paid, and some are freemium. Let's take a quick glance at our categories here. First, we have Analytics and Reporting. As we scroll through these, we'll see one called Click-in Stats. Click-in, for example, provides a lot of information related to your store's traffic, revenue, conversion rates, top products, traffic sources, and more. Going back, then we have Accounting Apps. One app that we'll look at here is TaxJar. TaxJar automates sales tax reports, which are generated from your store's sales activity. Then we have Store Management Apps. An example of these. An example of the Store Management Apps is Bulk Gallery Upload, which we'll find right over here. Bulk Gallery Upload allows you to quickly and easily upload multiple images at once for a product instead of one image at a time. Then we have apps for marketing. One of our favorite marketing apps is called Gratisfaction. We'll find that if we scroll down just a little bit right here. Gratisfaction helps you boost several aspects of your store's marketing by doing things such as providing the ability to set up loyalty reward programs, set up referral marketing, engaging customers through gamification, and running social media campaigns. Next, we have apps for shipping. Let's take a look at ShipStation. This app extends the automation and customization for your store's shipping options. Let's go back and take a look at Tools. These are apps that add miscellaneous features to your store. One of these that we'll take a little bit more in-depth look at in just a minute is the Easy Contact Form. This is an app that allows you to add a contact form to your store so that customers can easily get in touch with you. Then we have apps for storefront customization. These add various pieces of information to your storefront. There are a multitude of options here, like in most of the categories, from things like recently viewed products to checkout questions, just various ways that you can add information, again, to your storefront to give your customers a smoother shopping experience. Then we have social media apps. Let's take a look at Around.io. This app helps manage sharing products via social media as well as scheduling social media posts for your products. And finally, we have themes. Themes help you customize the visual appearance of your store. We have Store Designer, for instance, and this app allows you to customize the appearance of your store without having to manually edit CSS. If we go back to the main App Market page and scroll down a little bit, to steer you in the right direction, we also have app collections here, which group certain apps to accomplish certain types of tasks. Let's take a look at what goes into installing and using an app from the App Market. For this example, we will use the Easy Contact Form. This is a good chance to try out the search bar as well. Since we know exactly what we're looking for, we can just type it in here, Easy Contact Form, and it's the first result right here. Notice this one is free, so we can try it out without having to pay anything. And we're going to use this app for our demonstration because its functionality is very visible for anyone who's just learning how to install and use apps on their store. Installation is very easy. Click this Install button, and then click Install. It'll take just a second to open. That'll take us to this page, and we need to provide a little bit of information. First, we need the recipient email address. In other words, this is the email address that all of the contact messages will go to. I'll put in my email address. Then we have the name field. We can put a different label on this, but your name is very clear. That tells customers exactly what we want in this field, so I'm just going to leave that as is. Same for your email address. We need their email address so that we can respond to them. For the subject field, we can add that if we want to, or we can leave it off and have just the message itself. In my case, I'm going to say I don't necessarily need a subject field, and I don't want to give the customer more things to fill out than what's necessary, so I'll leave that off and just have them provide a message. If we need it, we could ask for a phone number, or at least just give them the option for a phone number. Notice as I click through these, the first time I click it, it's green. The second time is red, and then it's gray. Gray, as you could probably tell, means it's not there. Green, of course, adds it, but red will make it required. Notice once we clicked red, we got this little red star up here in the corner. That is now required. So your name is not necessarily required. Email address is, of course. For the phone, I'm going to say, in our case, that's not necessarily required, but if the customer wants to provide that, then that gives us another way to get back in touch with them. So why not? And then we can add fields for the company or website. I'm going to say those aren't necessary in our case. Over here under Customize Form, we can upload a custom image if we want. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to keep things neutral and do maybe a light gray background. The send button will say send. Form title, contact us, that looks good to me. Description, how can we help you? That all looks great to me. And I'm not going to get into all the rest of this. We're not deep diving into this app. We're just learning how to use apps in general. So we've got this app set up basically how we want it. Let's go ahead and turn that on and then click Save. And it'll prompt us to refresh our website. I don't have mine pulled up, however. So I'm just going to navigate to it for the first time. This is the one I set up on my WordPress site. And if I pull that up, notice I'm on the page for my store. If I'm somewhere else on a WordPress site, it's not going to come up because I'm not actually on my store's page. But again, if I'm on my store page, now look down here, I have a little Contact Us button. And if I click on that, it'll give us the exact form that we created. Customer can enter their information, put a message in here, click send, and the message will be sent to this email address. So in just a few minutes, we've extended the functionality of our Ecwid store and added a contact form for our customers to get in touch with us with any problems or questions they might have very easily using the Ecwid App Store. Now, of course, there are a bunch of Ecwid apps in our app market. A lot of them may be more complicated than this. Some of them may be simpler. It all just depends on what type of functionality the app is providing for your store. Now, before we go, I want to show you one quick thing. If we go back to our Ecwid dashboard, so I'm going to go to ecwid.com and log in, and go back to Apps. Notice at the top here, next to App Market, we also have this My Apps menu item. If we click on that, it'll show us all of the apps that we've installed on our store. And we can go directly to the configuration options for those apps over here by clicking Open App. So we can revisit these at any time. So now you see how you can make your Ecwid store even better by taking advantage of our app market.